Big news, guys. If you eat the roots, they will boost snoo performance and conception. Valentine's Day Flower Class Edition to 2025. Say hi to YouTube. We can't wait. Okay. Awesome. Alrighty. So, hello. I'm Lena. You know me, but YouTube maybe not. This is a yearly flower class that we do on Valentine's Day. True lush. And last year, we talked about roses, hydrangeas, sunflowers, and forget-me-nots. Those are the flowers that you see on the screen. But this year, we're going to talk about different ones. And not 4. This time it's 3 because I thought it would be too long otherwise. It would be too long otherwise. So we only have 3, but they're hilarious. One of them is hilarious. Actually, 2. Okay, let's go. So this year's flowers. One, Monty is not here right now, but Monty would love this one because it's the Carnation. Mm-hmm. The second one is the meme flower of the day. It's the orchid. It's the meme flower. You will understand what I mean when we get to it because I'm very curious about your reaction about this. And the third one is one of my favorites because I really like the flower, the color. It's the cornflower. Moya, behave. Why the meme flower? We will get to it. I will not spoiler. All right. So we start with the Carnation. They come in multiple colors. But first, before we talk about the colors and the meanings, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history about it. Okay? So the Carnation is fairly old and people thought they are like mainly connected to England because how much of a staple they are in the cottage gardens. No, not that one, Ellie. So they're very, very popular in England. And I mean, nowadays all over the globe, but back then very popular in England. That music is going hard for music class. Flower. Okay, well, I will make it a little bit more quiet. Yeah, we will not do. We will just bang with that band. It just is what it is. But before the flower was established in England, some Romans brought it over, and the first name of the flower was most likely. Good night, Lush. See you in 10 minutes because I know how your sleep schedule is. But yeah, the Romans, they brought it to England, and first they called it Corona, which is kind of funny based on what happened in the past years. And then they had a little change in the name because Corona is Latin for garland or crown. So people made it into the word coronation and then into Carnation because they saw a little bit of a pattern in there, and they just thought it's a crown in the world in the word. So there we go. It was a crown. And then freaking toys, of course. Yeah, toys did a lot of things. In the ancient Greek time, the people there named it Dianthos, which is a word, 2 words. It's the word dian, which is like God or choice at that point, and tus was flower. So yeah, it also is kind of the flower of choice. And there's also a little add to it. He sure did a lot of things. Yep. Whose choice? Dragonfly. You serious? Do we need education about Greek mythology too? I mean, you get it here in the flower class anyway. But yeah. So Zeus did a bunch of things, and one of it was naming that flower to this. Oh yeah, there's Zeus. That is Zeus. Here, that dragonfly. This is Zeus. Look at him. Look at him. He's Zeus. You're smart? Okay, good. So, what are the symbols of the carnation flower? It has multiple symbols. I focused here on multiple meanings. For example, one meaning is devotion. And for that reason, many Renaissance painters used the carnation in a lot of paintings for like weddings and also couple paintings, mainly also in the 15th and 16th century. And because of that, because it's linked to weddings and like bridal topics and whatever, it is a perfect thing to decorate your whole wedding to it. So today, maybe you don't have a Valentine, but someday you will, and then you could decorate your wedding with carnation. You can already write that down for your future, so you can impress your Valentine in the future. Can you stop talking about toys? The other meaning for the carnation is love, obviously. Because Valentine's Day. No, I thought you guys always talk about the Roman Empire. Who need Valentine's when you got Steam archives? So the other meaning for carnation is love, but it's not specifically like couple love or like in a relationship ish. It's two, but it also means family love, and also like when you love dear friends of yours, and that is, you can also, it's a perfect gift for like everyone, especially it depends on maybe not the red ones, we come to that too, but yeah, love is definitely the big point in this. Petra's bag, lovely. The third meaning is distinction, because the carnation, if you remember, had a very interesting shape. Had an interesting shape. Okay, Sisyphus, Papa. Because it has an interesting shape and structure of the whole flower, and the colors have a lot of variation. It is a great way to show your feelings without using classical flowers like roses or maybe sunflowers. And without an existing bouquet, like on their own, but also in combination with other flowers, they can give a lot of attention and a lot of like a wow effect to the whole bouquet if you mix it up. And the fourth one is fascination, because like I said with the devotion, the carnation inspired a lot of artist fields like paintings, poems, and songs and legends like toys, right? Because it's like such a diverse flower. Hi, Tom. Welcome in. It's such a diverse flower that so many legends and stories are around it. And also that's why it has so many meanings with the different colors. And one of the legends, for example, is a Christian one, because as Jesus was crucified back then, which was a total mess, carnation sprouted because Mary's tears fell on the ground because she was in such a devotion and love for him that that magically some flowers sprouted. I'm not sure if this is in the Bible, but this was in the sources that I was reading through, okay? Another fascination is the undying love of a mother, and that's why white and pink carnations, that's a perfect music right now. YouTube, you will not hear it, don't worry. Like white and pink carnations together are the perfect symbol for a mother's undying and unconditional love for their children. And that's why the Freedom Land, aka America, made the carnation into the official plant for Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is still coming up. If you don't know what to gift for your mom, white and pink carnations are your way to go. They're also not very cheap at the florist shop, if I remember correctly. In comparison to like roses or something, they're fairly affordable. And with the structure, with the shape that they have, they already add a wow effect to the whole bouquet. So it is a pretty nice alternative as a little gift for your mom. Bring woman to cry and see if tears spawn flowers. Jesus Lord. That is also okay as buy your mom whatever she wants. Alrighty, and now we come to the colors and the meanings behind the colors. It's still the carnation only, okay? It's still the carnation, but the different colors have a different meaning. And I also will look a little bit to the side because I have more notes down there, so I can add a little bit to the different things because the notes are very short. All right, the first one is the pink carnation, which you can use for your friends. If you want to show appreciation for your friendship, or when they helped you with something and you want to show a big thank you for them, you can also use the pink carnation to say thank you to your friends. Also perfect for your mom. Like I said, your mom should have a lot of thank yous throughout the year, and specifically on Mother's Day, give her something. And Felina 124 as why you don't buy yourself something with 120 bucks? Enjoy, Zolty. So yeah, what else do I have in my notes? Oh yeah, another thing is also gratitude. So it's like it is a bit everything mixed in. Thank you, Zolty. And then the next one. Remember, for Mother's Day, we mix white and pink together because next one is the white one. The white one stands for purity and luck. And purity, you can also translate it into the undying kind of part of the love of a mother. So it's a pure thank you for your mom when you gift her something like this. Type in exclamation mark song and you will see it, or it will hide me. Or not. Well. Bam, bam, bam. It's Hungarian dance number 5 in G minor from a Czech symphony orchestra from Johannes Brahms. So, and then after the white one, which we have the classic color red for Valentine. And of course, it means love and affection, right? So if you have someone and they're like, "Nah, I don't want a roses. Please don't buy me roses again, man." Get red carnations. I think they're also pretty easy to make with paper. So technically we could also make something out of paper for Mother's Day if you want to. Right? We could do like paper craft. Roses are so overpriced anyways. Yeah, and like I said, it's an affordable, very nice alternative. And just with a few flowers, you don't even need a lot of flowers to get a wow effect with them because of the structure. But yeah. The next one is one with the color for mostly friendship, but for carnations, it's a little bit different. Yellow carnations mean I'm sorry, or if you want to reject something. Not specifically a Valentine offer or a partner offer, but maybe you had some business stuff going on and someone offered you a deal and you want to decline and you meet up for a business dinner, and then you bring a yellow carnation bouquet to say basically no, I don't want to make a deal with you. That would be a very polite way to say. And you have like a nice bouquet, right? And it's like bright and friendly, but you say no. That's a good trick to get over it. That's a good trick to get over it. But yeah, even though the color is very pretty, and for example, in rose flower language, yellow roses mean friendship. Carnations are totally different at that point. So for the first day, bring full bouquet of yellow ones to apologize for the future mess. I mean, okay. Okay. All right. So for the fifth one, we have purple. Purple was a bit difficult to understand what it means, so I will give it my best try. If a florist will find the comment section for some reason, please correct me. I will not be offended. It's just what I found on the internet, right? Purple carnations are a really nice gift. That's a really nice purple, yeah. So they're a really nice gift. When you have a friend who has ADHD. Okay, let's say it how it is. So if you have a friend who has ADHD and they're saying like, nah, I want to move to this country now. I want to start a new life there, and it's very spontaneous. Then you give them that before they leave. That was what the internet said about it. I'm not quite sure. It was very difficult. But yeah, it's like all the best for your journey. If someone has a new chapter in their lives, basically. Either friend, family member, whatever it is. So you give purple carnation to wish them best luck. And for the last one, we have the orange one, which is a bit more pastel-y. And this is admiration or interest. So Metra, maybe you can combine the orange and the yellow one into one bouquet to show, okay, I'm interested, but I'm sorry for the future. You shouldn't give a white flower to a Chinese. So I learned that when I gave a white flower to my mom. What happened, Moni? Enlighten us. They took the same to me, so probably will happen. I admire you, but I'm so sorry. Yeah. Really, Tom? Well, they're pretty, like, since they're affordable, I see them a lot in supermarkets. With graves and funerals. I mean, yeah, true. Good point. But that's why I specifically, like, this is like an overall kind of thing, which is the general idea about it. But there are also specific plants in China which are even with in white a bigger combination towards graves and funerals. That is true. I mean that is okay, Tom. If you're busy with something else, then it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. So yeah, that was the carnation. Are you ready for the meme flower, the orchid? Are you ready for the meme flower? I'm so curious how you will like it, man. I'm so curious. That's the perfect song right now, too. The orchids! Get ready, buckle up for history. You humans have to explain me that. I will ask a question before we even start. Why were your ancestors and you guys right now, I mean, not you specifically, but you look at the current society. Why are you obsessed with your pee-pee? Huh? Why? Ba 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 ba. Looks like a Mandalorian helmet. Ooh, a little. Those specifically are called, I think I have it here. Yeah. Those specifically with this form are called moth orchids. There are many types of orchids. And funny enough, sometimes people still discover new species because they grow in tropicals, like the real orchids, right? Because those are like hybrids most of the time. Like in normal stores, they're mostly hybrids of the Phalaenopsis orchid. Thank you. Bless you. Which is the moth orchid. You can get other varieties, but like the original ones in the tropical areas, sometimes people still discover new ones because freaking tropical areas are difficult to explore, okay? Avoid many toys. That is okay, Tom. Thank you, Private. Thank you, Zolti. Is that so, Para? But yeah, now comes the funny part. Oh, wait. No, the next one is the funny part. I'm sorry. Orchids are super, super old, even older than me. Can you believe it? They originate in tropical. Yes, they're technically. I will show you in a bit when I show you the root system. They grow on trees. They're technically parasites because they grow on trees or other plants with with some bark where they can hold on to, because the bark saves a bit of water. And this is where they get the water from, and mainly from the air, from the very, very moist air around them. And this is how they grow. Yeah, they're older. Look, it says 15 to 20 million years. I'm not that old. See it? I'm not a dinosaur. I even put a picture on the screen. Look at that. They're even older than me. Not older than Ryan, though. But yeah, the first pollen of orchids were found trapped in amber. And that was dated back to 15 to 20 million years, which is impressive. Like, which animal is also so old? Isn't it also like sharks and stuff is very old, if I remember correctly? But yeah, they're very, very ancient. I'm not a dino. Dinos Valne. Yeah. Okay, now comes the funny part, I think. Yeah. So orchid, there you see the root system. Orchid is translated in the ancient Greek to testicle because of the root system, how they look like, okay? This is where it starts to downfall. So you see the roots, and usually you also don't put orchids into soil. You put them into like a bark moss mixture where they just hold water a little bit, but not too much, because they don't like being soggy. You can kill those flat plants very, very easily if you keep them too wet. Nice orchid, bro. That's the new compliment. That's the new compliment. But yeah, so if you put them into soil and water them too much, they will hate it. They will die from water damage. If you want to have an orchid, I give you a tip. They come in those plastic pots, right? Just keep them in there. Once a week, go to your sink, hold the pot down there with the holes open, so no pot over it. They have to flush down. Let water run through that for like a minute or two. Get the bark that is also in the pot really, really wet and soggy, because this is where the orchid will take the water from afterwards. Then let it stand on the near the sink to that every excess water is just flushing out. Let it stand there for an hour or something. And then put it back into a decorative pot. And then just wait another week. Your orchid will love it. You will have some fun with it. It will be healthy. There will be no water damage. It's so easy. I don't know why people say it's so difficult to handle orchids, because for me personally, they're one of the easiest flowers. They're one of the easiest flowers. So yeah. But now you know, orchid means testicle, and now it's just going downfall with this, okay? So easy, even cavemen could do it. I mean, cavemen didn't have a plastic pot, and I'm pretty sure cavemen did not went that deep into the jungle for a pretty flower. Not in the early days, though. Anyway, my fourth note is, yeah, there we have it. And this testicle thing, this testicle topic carried on over centuries. Even Renaissance herbalists were like, big news, guys. If you eat the roots, they will boost snoo performance and conception. So guess what they did? They ate the roots. Guess what they did? Yes. Very good, Dragonfly. Paying attention. No, Ellie. Buy orchids tomorrow, totally just for visuals. Maniac. Alrighty. What are the symbols for orchids? This time, it will not be for specific symbols. It will be through different regions. For example, in Asia, The orchid mainly stands for beauty, good taste, wealth, power, respect, and admiration. And even Confucius, that old peep, that old peep, he was really into those, and he used their symbol in a lot of his works. Also, a little side note: there's also a specific orchid which is called the Neophynetia, Neophynetia falcata, which means wild orchid. And that was the symbol for bravery and peace of the Japanese samurai. This is how she looks like. It's like one of the more delicate flowers, I would say. Usually, like, we are so used to the mauve orchids that I showed you earlier with the big flowers, right? And those are way more delicate and small. Didn't know there was. Oh, true. That is okay. Yeah, there's a typo. Just ignore it. So, and then we move on to ancient Greece. There's another word which is similar to testicles. It's orchis, which means testis, and that leads back to the tubers. The roots are called tubers, by the way. And yeah, the Greeks thought if they eat them, they increase the drive and the potency. But they also thought if they eat the tuber, it can affect the gender of the child. Yeah, the roots are called tubers, not YouTubers, just tubers. Not flower. We're still at the thing. So if a man eats an orchid root before snoo, they thought the baby will be a male, and when a female ate an orchid root before snoo, they thought it would be a girl. Don't eat YouTubers for snoo drive. That's not what I'm teaching here. Stop it. Can't have shit. Then the Aztecs, they were crazy enough. Like, also, by the way, the vanilla plant is also an orchid. Just saying, it's a different type of orchid, but it is an orchid. And the Aztecs had thought the orchid stands for strength and power. That's why they used vanilla orchid. They mixed it with the vanilla orchid with cocoa powder, and then they created a buff elixir for courage and strength and for the battle. They just went a bit of Minecraft and created a buff elixir, and then throwing that at each other. Too bad it all comes down to genetics. Like, one of my brothers can only make boys and the other one only make girls. Really? Humans are complicated. Wait, vanilla is an orchid? Yep. Vanilla is an orchid. Technically, you could eat vanilla for snoo drive. Enjoy. But it has to be real vanilla. Vanilla is an orchid. Technically. Yeah, and then we have the Victorian England people. And they saw the orchid as a supreme luxury and wealth. Welcome back, Salvador. And only the rich could afford them. And they had a really, really hard time cultivating them or keeping them alive. I don't know why. Like I told you, just whip with water and then waiting. I don't know. Maybe they missed the plastic pot. But yeah, like the carnation. Go figure, Victorians love their status symbols. I mean, nowadays they're very affordable. Damn silly English. True, right, Para? So, like the carnation, they had different meanings with different colors. And for this one, we're going to start with the white one, which is classic for purity and innocence, right? Of course, Bear. I don't know what is with the white color aside from the Chinese people. The Chinese people link it to something else. But for the normal Western world, white is just pure innocent. Sometimes admiration too, depending on the flowers. Well, yeah. Then we have purple. They can be a bit more rare. I don't see them quite often when I'm in the garden center. So the white one is very, very popular and very, very much cultivated as a hybrid. The purple, sometimes I have a feeling they're dyed, like they're colored artificially. But yeah, the purple one is for royalty and wealth. Totally different than the purple carnation, which is more like, here, go into your journey, enjoy your ADHD. Enjoy your ADHD, man. And then this is the yellow one with a mix of red. So as you can see, there are also a lot of color variations, which can mix the meanings a little bit. But technically, or like overall, the yellow orchid means happiness, joy, and strength. Maybe also when you combine it with red, which is usually, like I said, the color of love and affection, but also strength and power. Um, it could be like, oh yeah, happy love life, basically. When for example, Monty will get his girl today. We should gift him a red yellow orchid to boost his snoo drive and tell him happy love. Mm-hmm. We should gift him a freaking yellow red orchid. That would be the perfect gift right now for Monty because today is the day, probably. But yeah, then we have pink. It is mixed with white. I'm sorry, but all the other pink ones just looked so oversaturated. And the pink one stands for femininity, grace, and elegance. Perfect if you want to gift it to female friends. Like, for example, Dragonfly has a good friend and she wants to give her something. A pink orchid is perfect. Then we have yellow. You don't see them very often. To be fair, if I go to the garden center, like the most common ones are pink, red, white, and everything in between with yellow. I mean with the this one is green. Green is pretty rare. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I mixed it up. So the common ones are white, yellow, pink, and red. Green, like this one, more rare in the store where I go to because probably they're not that popular because they also don't know the meaning behind it. Because I think luck and harmony, if you have it at home, then you just wish like luck and harmony for the home, which is kind of nice, I think. So when somebody, for example, get a new apartment or in I don't know how in this economy, but gets a house or buys an apartment, you could give them a green orchid for luck and harmony in their home. And the last one is the artificially dyed one, to be fair. But I see them more often, especially in supermarkets. Is the blue one. This is not a natural color of the orchid. It is dyed, and after, if you keep it for a couple of years and the flowers wilt and bloom again at some point after a while, it will not keep the vibrant blue color. So please do yourself a favor, don't buy them because I probably would not suggest supporting this kind of market. They should not. They have so many pretty colors, right? Why do you have to make it blue? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But yeah, if you would go for the blue one, it stands for rarity and uniqueness, but I would not recommend buying it, to be fair, because like I said, they're artificially dyed. After a few, like one or two blooms, they will not come back in the same vibrant blue color because it just gets washed out. I'm not pretty sure how they do it, but I know that they do it because my human mother worked in a orchid farm basically, and thank you, private. And she told me that they're just dyed. I should never buy them. Mm. Another dyed version, because Salado also mentioned it, is the black orchid, which not doesn't exist in nature. And it is also not truly black because it is a mixed pigment with purple, red, purple, and a little bit of that blue color. I just have them here on my side note. But blue orchids, if you get them, I never saw one. To be fair, I never saw a black orchid in my entire life, and I was in so many garden centers, I swear. But this one stands if you get your hand on it. Mystery, power, and sophistication. But can also go with strength, determination, absolute power, and authority. Maybe I should get a black orchid. Thank you, Essen. You need to feed it pigment. Yeah, but I don't know. I'll just get a natural one. The natural ones are so beautiful. I mean, I'm probably going to the big city next week. Like I said, I will try some colognes for you, right? I could also see if I have time for the garden center to take some pictures of orchids if you want to. But yeah. So, alrighty. And for the last one, which is the cornflower. Also, Metra, in case I stretched as in case Mila will show up, please mute her, okay? Or like postpone. And for the last one, we have the cornflower. One of my favorites. You can make tea out of it. The tea looks gorgeous. Not too much of a flavor, but looks very, very nice and has a very, very calming color. Comes in a bunch of colors. The most common one is probably blue, as you know it. It's like a very, very rich blue color. And the cornflower is also very old. Aren't there also like these cornflower balls that you put into the tea, they open up? Can be, yeah. Usually they're mixed with other plants as well, but yeah, you can buy those balls. I should try to find them. It's been a while that I had them. But yeah, the cornflower back in the days when Tutankhamun died and was laid to rest. And now Alabama says hello, okay? Alabama says hello. His heartbroken widow and freaking half sister. Ankhesenamun put a cornflower crown on his head. That happened. Is the flower able to be ground into potion to make someone enemy unable to move? No. It is more medicine folklore, dragonfly. We will come to that. But yeah, well, Alabama says hello back in Egypt. But the Egypts overall were very, very, I wouldn't say obsessed, but they really liked that flower because it was like just so common with the wheat fields, right? And because it's a self-seeding plant, which means the seeds are so small you don't have control over it. I wonder how many I will have this year. It's the same with calendula plants on my terrace. Yet laid to rest as in he was dead. He was dead. Not snoo, dead. But yeah, Egyptians also linked it to the natural cycle of death and renewal because the plant was self-seeding. Means the flower pots after the flower is done flowering, the pods pop up kinda, and then they're so small you don't have control over it. They wither away, and then next year you have like beautiful new plants over it. I think the name comes from because they're like the main place where they grow is like different kinds of farm places. So, for example, a cornfield, a wheat field, a barley, like those type of like high carbohydrate food sources, fields. This is where they naturally grow or like grow the best, kinda. And I think this is why they named it like that. But I didn't look it up, so it's just an interpretation of me personally. And then as a third, this flower has so many roots in different mythologies because it was a pretty common plant, like Greek, Roman, Prussia, in Germany back then. But yeah, we will come to that in a bit. Because the symbolism, I sorted this time with different groups of people. or again regions. And the first one is an overall, because over all the different regions and cultures, usually the cornflower stands for beauty, purity, and grace, but also represents the nature and the independence of nature itself. And when the cornflower was used in paintings and literature, they emphasize the beauty of nature. I need some water. Oh yeah, I need to cut that out. Ah, my throat is dry, man. Another flower about you? What do you mean? Yeah. Let's go to the first culture, which is the Greek mythology. And here we are with Zeus. Do you remember Zeus?
Hatchlings, I'm here to inform you that there are some ads coming up soon.
Purity and beauty. You, dragonfly. I doubt it. Enjoy, Ellie. Bye-bye. Yeah, remember Zeus? When he turned into Carnation to seduce Hera, right? Yeah, the master of impregnante. But yeah. Oh wait, it's not that. I mixed it up. It was not the Carnation. It was the cornflower. So he turned into cornflower to seduce Hera, and that made the cornflower also kind of a symbol, kind of a symbol of love. But the main one was the symbol of nature. Thank you, Zoti. Today is not your day, Metro, huh? And then in another mythology is German. It was used as a medical plant to make like an edible or drinkable thing to protect against evil spirits, witchcraft, and diseases. And it was also a symbol for patriotism because of the blue color. But unfortunately, the far right adopted it as their main color, which is kind of sad. But yeah, it just is what it is with the history of this one. Enjoy, Muni. And as the last one, we have the Celtic people. And they combined the cornflower to their goddess Bridget, which is standing for fertility, healing, and poetry. And also, the Celtics made medicine out of the flower, but it was for treatment against headaches and eye problems. So, probably something for private. But yeah, that was about the symbols. Now we go to the colors, which was difficult because it's not really linked to the colors for the cornflower. It's more linked to the flower itself with love, devotion because of Zeus and Hera, optimism, positivity, hope, encouragement, and deep connection because of the Tutankhamun. That was a very deep connection with his wife. But it's very, very difficult to buckle it down to the colors because some colors do be very rare. Like the most common are blue, purple. I also have in my seed bank a quote unquote black variety, which is just very, very dark purple. We're gonna try cultivating this year. I hope it will come out, but I don't promise. But yeah, there also are lighter colors, but more rare than the blue and purple ones. So yeah. Da, 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 da. I hope you'll like this year's flower class. We're done with our free things. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Like I said, pink. No, it was pink. Pink and white carnations for Mother's Day. We maybe make a crafting stream for that. We maybe make a crafting stream for that if you want to, because they should be very, very easy to make out of paper, and then you can gift it to your mom. And I need something for my mother, so we're gonna make something. Okay, we're gonna make something.